Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mythic bringing you guys another video, and today I'm bringing you guys a video you guys honestly probably aren't accustomed to seeing on my channel. I recently joined LakerFans MyLeague for $2,000, and what this is, it's basically a MyLeague online draft where you get to take a team and you pick who you want and compete against other content creators for $2,000. And this is honestly a really good idea, especially with how bad 2K's been this year. The only problem is that when he made this league, a couple of the settings were messed up. Like, for example, he traded Kawhi Leonard. He was going to trade him again, but he had to wait 60 days before making that trade. So instead of this league that we're in right now with the current day rosters, we're going to make another one with legends in it. And although I had a really good start to this league, it just wasn't like, I guess it was kind of like a trial run, if you want to say that. But I feel like I had some really entertaining games. I'm going to show you some of them today. I got games with people like Joe Knows, YoungDirk, and MeloDF, and so many more content creators and streamers that you guys probably know, honestly. But this draft idea is really good, and I want to show you guys some of the games. And I'm not really tripping that we're going to be restarting, even though I had a really good start. I can't wait to do the Legends draft because that one's just going to be so much more entertaining and more fun. But if you guys are entertained and want to see that Legends draft, it'll be Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be streaming that on Twitch and my YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested, make sure to come stop by. Come help me draft my God Squad. And I'm really excited to compete in this league. And hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. Let's get into some of these gameplays. Now, this first game I played in was against yo boy Fitz, who was rocking with the Spurs, as you guys can see. And his best player was Luka Doncic, who in 2K, honestly, isn't as good as he is in real life. He's just one of those players that are just super slow. And he actually has a really low three ball. I think it's something like a 75, 76, something like that. So it's pretty hard to shoot with him. So I just kind of sagged off him a little bit. But he also had people like LaMelo Ball, Mikal Bridges. I just feel like he wasn't utilizing them as much as he should have. Because LaMelo Ball in 2K is one of the like players who has good sig, good jump shot. He's one of those like undercover players that you wouldn't know about until you actually get to use him. And he's one of those players for me that if I had him, I'd be abusing the crap out of him because he's one of those point guards who can do everything in the game. And if you know anything about 2K, when you have a player you could do pretty much everything with, you're unstoppable. But this is my first game, and I also believe this was his first game, so I honestly can't blame him for utilizing players because I honestly didn't even know how to utilize my players to their full potential because I had people like John Morant, Buddy Hield, and I feel like Jaylen Brown I still don't know how to use to this day. But I feel like in this game I had the upper hand. We ended up walking away with a win. Thankfully, we started 1-0. But again, Luka Doncic isn't one of those players that are like really OP. He was trying to take it into the paint because I was sagging off, and that's what he did. He kept the game close, but thankfully I pulled away in the fourth quarter and the third quarter, and we ended up winning, I think, like 59-50. But it was a really close game, but I feel like later on in this video, you guys will see how I progressed, and you guys will honestly see me get like way, way, way better. Like even in this game, for example, you know I wasn't like ready to play in this league when I was shooting three with Cody Zeller, and I was thinking that was a good shot. Like, I was sitting in the corner with Cody Zeller and shooting because I thought he had a good free throw and three ball, and he was a good shooter. Later on, I think into like game 3 and 4, I realized he couldn't shoot. Cody Zeller has like a 61-3 or something like that, and I was putting him in the corner and spotting up and greening him. I don't know what I was thinking, and I didn't know why I didn't think he could shoot because I actually drafted him. It wasn't like a CPU pick. But you guys will see me green a couple times too, which is crazy. I didn't think it was that low. I guess confidence is key and anyone can shoot. So I guess me down-talking and downplaying Luka Doncic was a bad idea. And I was also playing my bench in this game too, which I didn't do later on in the videos as you'll see because the stamina isn't really that much of a problem. But thankfully we walked away with a dub, like I said, 59-50. Now into the second gameplay. It was against DBG, who is also a really, really, really solid player. I'm not going to lie. You guys see he's rocking the Miami Heat, and he's rocking some weird jerseys. I don't know if he meant to do that intentionally or not. They look really weird, though. They have, like, blue stripes on them. But in this game, I kind of started getting the hang of my jumpers a little bit, and I realized Buddy Hield had one of the best jumpers I, like, have on the team. And John Morant, I was still trying to figure out how to use him. And I was honestly going to trade Ja and Jaylen Brown for Kawhi Leonard, but as you guys, or as like I told you guys earlier, Laker couldn't trade him because of the 60-day restriction. So honestly, that's kind of one of the things that like led to this is the 60-day restriction rule. And also the Legends are going to make for a way better, more entertaining kind of draft. And you see he has some people on his team who are really solid. He has John Wall. He has Kevin Durant, who is honestly the main problem of his team. KD is probably the second most OP player in 2K. If we're keeping it real, because this is an opinionated thing. I think it goes Giannis, Just because you can rim run him at center, and you can press people full court, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever the hell you want with Giannis, and it is going to work. You just can't shoot. LeBron is probably like 3 or 4, and then I have like James Harden at like 4 or 5. It's honestly all opinionated, but KD, OP as hell. You could run him at center, which is what he did, but luckily for me, Steven Adams dogged him the entire game, and Steven Adams had the upper hand like every single time. He was getting offensive rebounds. He was just absolutely dominating KD on the boards. But again, the idea wasn't bad because this year 6'7s can run center. In Park, Rec, Pro-Am, honestly, 6'7s are probably the meta to run center. 6'7", 6'8. So this was a really good idea on his part. It just didn't execute, and it just didn't work for him. Luckily for us, we walked away with the win. In the fourth quarter is when we really started to pull away from this game. He was really solid the entire game, and I really couldn't stop Kevin Durant. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Kevin Durant was killing us the entire game. And that's just kind of what it is. If you have a tall player, I don't have anyone to defend you. I had Jaylen Brown as my best defender. And luckily, we snuck out of this game because this easily could have gotten out of hand really fast. Now, in this game, I honestly didn't know what I was doing with Ja Morant, and that double team right there honestly saved the game for me, in my opinion, because that kind of swayed him from making those kind of passes the entire game. He was just making full court passes, so I sent that double team, baited it, and we got really lucky getting a steal and a transition dunk. And into the fourth quarter, I think we were up like 12 or something like that. No. Okay, so he hits a corner, and then we're up 11. And honestly, I thought Jaylen Brown would be able to guard people like Ben Simmons, Kawhi Leonard. Jaylen Brown just could not stick them. Like, he struggled hard when he would go up against these taller players, and I couldn't do anything. On ball, off ball, whatever. He was just getting bullied and bullied and bullied. And I guess that's just what happens when you have taller players in this game, is we know slashes are OP, and rim running is OP, so when you have someone like KD, Ben Simmons, LeBron, Kawhi, one of those kind of people who are tall, you kind of just get dogged, and you kind of have to live with it. You just have to limit them, just like real life. But you guys see, we walked away with a 12-point win. Thankfully, we start this 2-0, but it didn't go so sweet, especially in this third and fourth game, as you guys will see. In the third game, we ended up playing YoungDirk, who you guys probably know. He's a YouTuber, and he was actually really, really good, and it surprised me. He came out and started smacking me right out the gate. I think it started 10-0. And, you know, after that, my confidence, it really dropped. This is probably one of the worst starts I've had in a 2K game, like, honestly, ever. 10-0 is really bad, and coming back from that is very, very difficult. But, you know, in the second and third quarter, I think we beat him, actually, in the second and third quarter, but the first and fourth were just too much to overcome. The first quarter killed me. D'Lo killed me the entire game. I wasn't expecting D'Lo to be that nice, or him to be that nice with it, and he made me pay off for it. I came in with a bad mindset since I beat those past two people. I was like, okay, this is going to be easy. I'm just going to blow everyone out. Oh, was I wrong. I was absolutely wrong. Not only did he have D'Lo, he had Joel Embiid, who I had no answer for. Steven Adams could not do anything. He was getting bitched in the paint straight up. I couldn't do anything. He was getting offensive rebounds. He was posting me up and drop-stepping me, and it would be wide-open layups. I don't know. I want to cut this game, but, you know, I feel like I'm cutting you guys short. I just don't want to show me getting smacked around. But in the second and third quarter, I kept it close, but the first and fourth were just too much. And he was just destroying me with D'Lo and Joel Embiid pick and roll. Honestly, I didn't know what to do throughout the entire game. Going into the fourth quarter, I was like, okay, I kind of got a chance. But no, I really didn't. D'Lo, he just kept taking the screens and fading away and just pulling them right off the screen. It was green like every time, and I was struggling my ass off to get one stop. That Joel Embiid pick and roll with D'Lo was honestly something I wasn't ready for, and we ended up getting blown out. And, you know, that's just what happens. You know, you're going to get blown out. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. I'm going to show you guys the highs and the lows, so you guys can expect that in the next league. I'm not going to cut you guys short of any gameplay. So we lost 60-32, and I'm not proud of it, but you know, it is what it is. Now, this game right here, this game hits me off to a whole nother level. Ben Simmons has to be the most OP player in MyLeague. I'm serious. With him not being able to shoot, does not matter. When he goes into the paint, he is going to finish, regardless of a Euro step, a layup, a dunk. He's just going to finish it over, or he's going to draw a foul, and he hits his white free throws. Like, Ben Simmons goes stupid. I don't get it, but, like, for some reason, Ben Simmons is just, like, the greatest of all time. And I believe I believe he was the best in the league at the time. He's like 11-2 at the end of this recording, and he's the best team like overall. Like in the West, it's the Kings, and that's YoungDirk, and then AO, who this is the Raptors. He's like 11-2. So those are the two best teams. I was like the 3rd seed right before we ended it, but man, I couldn't guard Simmons, man. I even sat in the paint. He'd just pick up fouls, hit contested layups, and just dunk on me. It was crazy. I even put my best defender, who was Jaylen Brown at the time. He was still getting torched, on ball or off ball. But one of the positives throughout this game was I was learning more about my team. I was learning their signature styles, their jump shots. Everything was clicking for me offensively. It was just defensively. Man, I couldn't stop one player, and that kind of had me down, I'm not going to lie. And even if I was like, okay, you know what, let's just limit Ben Simmons, right? He is dimer and floor general. So whoever he passes to, it could be Andre Iguodala, which he had on his team. It's still green just because of the dimer and the floor general. And, like, I tested this, too, because I'd make him pass, like, one more, and it wouldn't be green. So off Ben Simmons passes, it's just automatic, and I don't know. I didn't know how to stop it. I want to know how you guys think you would stop Ben Simmons with my team. Like, what would you do? Would you run zone? Like, I don't even know. It's just so difficult. But, like I just don't understand what to do, to be honest, when you have someone who just can rim run and just take dunks like crazy. And especially when your player is Jaylen Brown, who's like 6'5", and Ben Simmons is like 6'10", 6'11". The height difference is there, and he's just going to bully my ass like all game long. But that dimer and floor general for sure helped him out a little bit too. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It just helps him green his shots, because off Ben Simmons passes, it was just green and green and green. And again, this is the first game that I like actually, even though I got slapped the next game, I was like, since this guy's the best in the league, I was like, I know I can handle pretty much everybody else if this is the best guy in the league. I felt like if I could play him a couple more times in a 7-game series, that I would have a good chance of beating him. He was hitting contested whites too in this game, and that was very frustrating. But I ended up getting, I think, 20 balled, and I lagged out, and we ended up playing again, but I'm not going to include that gameplay. We ended up losing by, I think, 12 in the second game, but I feel like in a 7-game set or like playoff series, it'd be a really good series for sure. I've gotten way better with my team, and I'm sure he has too. He has Ben Simmons, for crying out loud. So all you got to do is really rim run, and you're set, to be honest. But there's not much in this fourth quarter that I really need to include, because I ended up lagging out, and it just started freezing for me. And if you guys have that problem, I want to know, do you guys have the problem where the game starts freezing, and then it'll just freeze and catch you up, and freeze and catch you up, and freeze and catch you up, and then you'll just lag out? Because that happened to me in my ADBA shit, and we couldn't even get games and play games because of that. So let me know down in the comments if you have a solution for something like that, because I'm looking for it. It happens to me way too often, and I lag out of so many games. So if I was able to prevent something like that, that would be an absolute blessing. So please let me know down in the comments what you guys' solutions are. And as you guys can tell, there are a ton of games in this video. This is because I wasn't going to post another video after this, mainly because the league is pretty much dead, and we're going to be starting another one. But hopefully you guys do enjoy this video still, because I feel like it's really entertaining, some of these games we play. We played some cool content creators, and honestly, this is a very fun experience regardless, and we're going to be doing another one with some of the same people, so hopefully you guys are still engaged, and you guys are cool with redrafting, and you guys are still going to want to watch these gameplays. Now for the 5th game that we're playing right here, it's against Melo DF, who I'm not going to lie, I blew him out. I blew him out, and his team was like mine, honestly. We had similar picks. I think he had 30 and I had 27. His team was very similar to mine, draft-wise. He had Devin Booker as his best player. He didn't really have a superstar. And he had Nikola Vucevic, which in 2K, I don't think Vucevic has ever been a dominant player. And Devin Booker is just still not good in 2K for some reason. They really mess up Devin Booker every single year, even though he's an all-star caliber player. Somehow every year 2K messes up Devin Booker's stats and the way he plays. He plays really weird. He can't create his own shots. I don't know. 2K needs to make it a little more realistic, because they are all-star players, both of them, in their respected conferences. Devin Booker's an a Western all-star, and Vucevic is a Eastern all-star. Damn, I messed with both, though. That's crazy. But they don't play like all-stars, and some shit like that is unacceptable, and it makes the game very stupid and hard to play. That's just one of the examples, but I'm not going to ramble about stuff like that. But this game wasn't really close from start to finish, or at least I think so. I controlled the whole game the entire time, and in the fourth quarter, honestly, he started collapsing. He started flopping and pausing the game. And the game was wrapped from there. But this was definitely a fun game to play for sure, because I got to get my players, I got to become more accustomed to my players, like I said earlier. I got the jump shots down. I got the signature styles down. I was learning more about my team. which I feel like is really important. Jaylen Brown, I still couldn't figure out. I don't know why. I feel like Jaylen Brown should be one of those players that are like really, really good. I couldn't figure it out with him. Jaylen Brown is one of those players that you think would be really, really good in 2K because he's a slasher, but he's far from that for me. You guys probably think differently about it, but I'm not good with Jaylen Brown at all. Jaylen Brown sucks in 2K. Well, for me at least. John Morant, absolute sleeper. Perfect first round pick in my opinion. I definitely, for who was available, John Morant was the best pickup available. And number 2 on my team, who's like best like offensively, is Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield has the best jump shot on my team. His shit is just so fast and smooth, and it's just so easy to time. I wish Jaylen Brown was like that because he's a freaking almost 90 overall, but I couldn't figure it out. And Steven Adams is actually really good. It's just they have me in the Houston system, so every time that I'm playing, Steven Adams would be in the corner, and I didn't know how to like fix that, honestly. Like I didn't know how to change the system. I even fired my coach, and I still couldn't figure it out. So unfortunately, Steven Adams was spotting up in the corner for most of these gameplays, and that was very annoying. So if you guys were watching any of my streams, I was pissed because Steven Adams can't shoot for shit. So they just off-ball me with the center, and next thing you know, I just got Steven Adams ready to shoot in the corner. He's just ready to go pop one of them. And I think his 3 balls a 25. So like, what am I gonna do? Like, why is Steven, like, I don't know, 2K, bro. Like, I don't care if that's your system. Why the hell is someone with a 25-3 just running his ass to the corner in the first place? Please tell me how that makes any sense. Do you think Steven Adams is going to shoot fucking threes in real life? No, he's not. So why in the world is he going to run there? I really wish I figured out how to do that. But we ended up blowing Melo out pretty bad. It was like a 35-point game, 72-37, as you guys can see. Now, these next couple games are some of my favorites. This next game was against I Know Dario, who streams on Twitch, and this was actually a really, really good game, I'm not going to lie. But the only problem is, he is Jimmy Butler. So once I figured out who he had, it was over. Because I remember looking at Jimmy Butler pre-draft. Jimmy Butler cannot shoot at all. So I gave him the Ben Simmons treatment pretty much, where I just sag off him the entire game, and there's nothing you can do about it. He has cold zones, like every single spot on the three-point line, so we can't shoot those. And his 3 ball's low, so he's not going to pull him. Otherwise, he's just going to miss every time if it's not green. So once I did that, the game got really out of hand. It was really close in the first half. But, man, I feel bad because Jimmy Butler's like a 93 overall, and he can't shoot. He can't do anything. It was tough for him, man. He even typed in Discord. He's like, man, you were playing me like that. I couldn't do anything. And it was honestly facts because Jimmy Butler's not going to come dunk on me like Ben Simmons. So even though I was giving him that kind of treatment, you can't do anything. But in this game, I figured out John Morant is definitely my best player, and I'm greening consistently with John Morant, and Buddy Hield is my best shooter, and I was learning for sure. I was learning how to play MyLeague a little more because this is honestly new to me, and we are starting to blow teams out, and things are looking really good. So it's kind of unfortunate that we're going to have to restart the league. But, man, at least I'm getting some more experience in 5-outs and shit like that, and I'm learning how to play MyLeague a little bit. But the game did get out of hand for him, as you guys will start seeing in the third and the fourth quarter. I started to figure him out. I started to run, I think, 2-3 zone, and I just started sagging off. And there's nothing you can do, honestly. Jimmy Butler is not a good 2K player, in my opinion. Like, one of those people you want on your team in 2K just because of how bad he is shooting-wise, and he's not going to come dunk on me in the paint. So there's nothing Jimmy Butler really does good, I guess. He's just one of those impact players in real life who are, like, really, really good. And as a Heat fan, I can say that. You guys can't, like, bag on Jimmy. Jimmy's not the greatest three-point shooter. We all know that. But, on the other hand, Jimmy Butler is a great leader. Jimmy Butler is a great defender. And Jimmy Butler is, like, one of those players that he's very streaky, but as soon as he's on fire, like in the finals, for instance, he scored, like, 40-something? I don't remember what it was, but him and LeBron were going back and forth in the fourth quarter, and they took one from the Lakers. But Jimmy Butler's not good in 2K, and we ended up blowing him out. In one of my final games, and I'm actually really glad I got this game in, because as you guys know, Joe Knows is one of the biggest content creators on 2K, and he's very entertaining to watch. And this is who the game is against. It's against Joe Knows, and he had Kawhi Leonard previously, but he traded him for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was the Bucks, so I think that's why I did it. I honestly don't know. I would have kept Kawhi because he traded Christian Wood and John Collins in that package. But obviously, Giannis is a problem in 2K, and he was running him at center. So when he got a board, it was over. But this game I felt a little delayed. So in the beginning I was honestly like really horrible and I didn't know how to shoot in time in the delay. But it got better in the second quarter and I started figuring it out. But I didn't have anyone to guard Giannis. Like I've been saying through the video, I don't have a bigger defender. So I had Jaylen Brown on Giannis. And it wasn't the greatest matchup. I stopped him a couple times in the paint, luckily. But like Ben Simmons is one of those players that I couldn't stop. But somehow I stopped Giannis a little bit. But man, regardless of the Ben Simmons treatment, I was just getting dominated left and right and left and right and left and right. He would just grab boards and take me coast to coast. With Giannis, when you take the ball off a rebound and you just swerve left and right and you just do spin moves and Euro steps, you are absolutely screwed. And especially because Joe, we all know he likes to make LeBron builds, so he's used to playing on these like 6'7", 6'8" builds. He's definitely good with Giannis, I'm not going to lie. So if he knew how to shoot on Giannis, I would have been in a lot more trouble. But thankfully, he had no idea what he was doing, so I was sagging off just like Ben Simmons. And thankfully, my offense was doing really well throughout this entire game. Otherwise, shit would have gotten out of hand real fast. He actually led for most of the game. And in the third and fourth quarter, my offense started clicking and heating up like crazy. And Giannis, I was actually getting stops on Giannis in the third and fourth quarter. I don't know how. But thankfully, I got stops. I was starting to green my shots. And Buddy Hield and John Morant really backpacked us and carried us through the entire game. But, I mean, that's how it's been for the whole league. Buddy Hield and John Morant are just backpacking me. John Morant, for some reason, only has like 79 mid-range and 79 3, but I'm still able to green like every shot with him that's wide open or even like under like a 10%. So John Morant, if you guys are starting a MyLeague and you need a player and you have like a lower pick outside the top 10, take John Morant. Take my word. If you can time a jump shot, take him. He can slash. He can play a little bit of defense as long as he's not going up against like Ben Simmons or Giannis. He's a very good pick. So if you need a point guard in a MyLeague draft and you guys don't know who to take and you guys need a sleeper, please take John Morant. Please, please, please. If you guys end up passing on John Morant, trust me, you guys are going to regret it. You guys will absolutely regret your decision, and you guys will see, like, if you pick him, you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about and how OP he is. Like, I can't even describe it. It's just something you guys got to see. He has good SIGs. He has a good jumper. He's good passing. Like, there's nothing wrong with John Morant in this game, and it plays really smooth in next gen just because he's a good slasher, pretty much. So if you figure out his jump shot, that 1-2 combo, unstoppable. And we ended up beating Joe Knows 62-45, and this was a really fun game for me. But I saved the best for last. Now let me talk to you guys about this last game, if you guys are still here. This was my favorite game just because it was the most difficult. Damian Lillard is a problem. Yes, Damian Lillard is Circus 3's Hall of Fame. And we all know about Circus 3's and how OP that is. He has shot take as well. So Damian Lillard is absolutely stupid in MyLeague. You get his badge, it's over. This was definitely like the most hard game I played in this league that I've like won. Because obviously I've lost and those games are hard as well. But the games I won, this was the most difficult game I played. Lillard is fast, hard to contain. He can slash, he can shoot, he can do everything. And he has players to surround him that are also really, really good. He had Fred VanVleet, Marvin Bagley, but for me, he is a non-shooting center as well who was also sitting in the corner for some reason. So thankfully, we got lucky with that. I definitely took advantage, started playing off-ball and just helping and making him shoot with Nerlens Noel. Or he'd have to make a play with Nerlens Noel because Nerlens Noel cannot shoot corner threes. He is just like Steven Adams. And just like my team, they have Steven Adams spotting up in the corner too for some reason. So luckily, we got away with something like that because honestly, if he had a 5-out, Damian Lillard would have been an absolute problem. We held Damian Lillard to like 2 for 9 or 2 for 7 from the three-point line. So thankfully, we could contain him at the three-point line. I don't know why I didn't make him shoot. But during this game, I choked very, very, very bad. And you guys will see that in the third and fourth quarter. I'm not going to ruin it for you. You guys will see me choke the game away. And once again, I'm going to be streaming my Legends Draft, which is this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So it's 6 p.m. Mountain Time for me. Don't know what it is for you guys. But if you guys are interested in coming out to that draft, I will be streaming on YouTube and Twitch, 8 p.m. Eastern. My Twitch is I'm Mythic, A-D, I-M-M-Y-T-H-I-C, A-D. It's probably going to be at the bottom, and you're going to be seeing overlays on my Twitch, and I'm also going to be doing it on YouTube. And my YouTube, well, you guys know what my YouTube is if you guys are watching this video. So if you guys are watching my video, I will be streaming on my channel, Mythic AD. Share it to your friends. If anyone's interested in MyLeague and you're interested in MyLeague, make sure to come stop by. Help me draft my team because I don't know much about Legends in this game. So if you guys do, come stop by, help me draft my team. And I'm going to need some of you guys' help because I don't know much about, like, honestly, any Legends, like attributes and whatever. So if you guys are smart, you guys know what you're talking about in MyLeague, stop by, help me out a little bit. Now, in this fourth quarter, you guys do see it is a very close game. I'm only up 3 points, and Damian Lillard is still cooking me in the paint. I learned to off-ball him, or I learned to on-ball him, my bad, not off-ball, and things started to click a little bit. And once I started doing that, everything became so much easier. But the only problem was I'm not clutch, apparently. I started choking the game. Damian Lillard started going stupid, and everything honestly went very downhill. Thankfully, because I'm a dumbass, I choked. But I started greening my threes. I got some steals, and I was like, okay, cool, this game is over. But if you guys saw my ride video, you guys know in the clutch, I don't hit free throws. So I went 1-on-1 with Buddy Hield, and I went 1-on-1 with John Morant. Why is that a problem? We ended up going to OT because Damian Lillard, circus threes, saved his life. He was fading in the corner, and I choked, and I also sent him to the free throw line to end the game. And why is that problematic? Because I thought I was going to lose. My hopes were down. I was like, damn, I'm really going to choke this shit because I'm a dumbass. Thankfully, my dumbass clutched it up, though, and we finished this league with a record of 6-2. I wish we would have continued this league because I started off really good, even though I didn't have a superstar. And it was so much fun for me. And I wish we would have continued it out. It would have been dope for sure. But the Legends draft is going to be really fun, and it's going to make for some really entertaining content. So if you guys are excited for that, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn post notifications on. And that's all I got for today. But the draft will be on Friday. Let me say it one more time. The draft is on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys are trying to look for a draft that you guys want to watch, it's going to be Legends. So it's going to be very entertaining. I'm going to need you guys' help. Make sure to stop by to my Twitch or my YouTube. It honestly doesn't matter. I'm hoping to see you guys there. That's all I got for today. I'm going to let the video ride out. But this is all I got. This is Mythic. Peace out.